I am Tiffany A. Henyard of Dalton, Illinois.
This video will look at how to pronounce Chicago and Illinois.
Illinois.
Hey there, besties. We gotta talk. So in my quest to go and look up whether Big Tiff is a felon, I stumbled across this information here from the Chicago Tribune. Shout out to them. I tell you, this research is paying off, child. So this was a column, I'll see in a second when it came out, but it says, convicted ex-offender hired by adult mayor Tiffany Henyard tells his story. I was demonized. Oh, no. So he's suffering too? So this was published August the 3rd, okay? 2022. Let me be clear, 2022, all right? Lavelle Redmond shared a cautionary tale about how volunteering to do campaign work for adult mayor Tiffany Henyard upended his life. It's not funny, except it's funny. Child, Redmond worked as a he don't work there no more? Worked as a code enforcement officer for the village until Wednesday when he was fired. I didn't know he was fired. I'm so behind, y'all. It's too much. It's too much. He lost his job apparently because he talked to me. His hiring last year triggered a firestorm of controversy because of his status as a registered ex-offender. Mr. Redmond is no longer employed by the village of Dalton. Village Administrator Keith Freeman said in a statement Wednesday after I reached out to offer Henyard the chance to respond to Redmond's story. Freeman's statement contradicted Redmond's claim that the mayor knew about his past. Well, you know, if you did background checks, then you would know. But she was this man's friend from what I've seen any daggone way. So for her to come out here and act like she didn't know is half damn crazy. Mayor Henyard was unaware of his criminal background upon his initial hiring. Freeman said, that looks bad for the mayor. That looks bad for the mayor or the whole organization because they don't do background checks. You need to know who the hell it is you hiring. They could be hiring, no tea, no shade, any illegal migrant coming across the damn border right now. Upon learning of that background, the village initially opted to include him in the Second Chance program, which aims to create new pathways to employment for formerly incarcerated members of the community. Mr. Redmond's hiring was unrelated to any external or previous volunteer work. Redmond described the circumstances of the crime for which he served 24 years in prison. Oh my goodness, what the hell did he do? He explained his role in the political ascent of Henyard, who is also Thornton Township supervisor. Redmond's story offered insight about the sometimes blurred lines between campaign work and government employee. My life has been flipped completely upside down for trying to be loyal to Tiffany, he said. I felt like she was setting me up for failure. I was supposed to tell my side of the story to the press after the Fox News report. I never got a chance to do that. Fox 32 Chicago in October revealed Redmond's employment with the village. A TV reporter visited Dalton Village Hall and shared the news with the residents who said they were terrified that an ex-offender might inspect their homes. I was demonized, Redmond said. A lot of people who were loyal to her from the start are being thrown under the bus. Redmond said he has experienced homelessness while working for the village. It's hard to find housing, he said. It will be hard to find another job. He said he realized publicly criticizing Henyard might cost him his job, but he wanted to clear his name. Yeah, well, I guess he had to do what he had to do for himself, right? I feel like my story needs to be told in truth and in detail. All right, child, let us know what you was in for 24, 25 years for. That's where we need to start. And how come Big Tiff didn't know that, even though allegedly I think she did? And how come she still hired you anyway? His saga began in late 2020 when Redmond was living in Chicago, he said. He regularly visited his mother and met a man who helped carry her groceries. He questioned him, he said, and concluded he was a good Samaritan helping out. The man said Henyard, his cousin, was running for mayor in Dalton. The primary election was a dirty race between Henyard and the incumbent Riley Rogers. Henyard said she was subjected to DEA DEATH threats, bullying, and other intimidation. Oh, poor Tiff. Welcome to politics, Tiff. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying, welcome to politics, Tiff. He would try to get me to go out to Dalton, and I was like, no, I don't want to deal with politics and none of that type of nonsense, Redmond said. Redmond relented and drove out to Dalton. Why, Redmond? Why did you relent? And drove out to Dalton to meet Henyard and show thanks for how her cousin helped his mother, he said. When I saw her, she had those big doughy eyes, Redmond said. Oh, he fell in love. He was in love, child. I just couldn't say no to her. That's a telling statement. That's probably why she got all this support, y'all. A lot of men around Big Tiff, child. A lot of men around Big Tiff. She asked if I came out to campaign for her. I didn't want to say no. That same night, I ended up going door to door, passing out campaign literature. Redmond's account is consistent with others who have described Henyard as a savvy political candidate who falls short as a public servant. Wow. Henyard can win over skeptics with big smiles, but at public meetings, she can be ruthlessly combative with foes. Redmond said he worked the town for weeks. He passed out literature and helped Henyard defeat Rogers in the February 2021 municipal primary. She had nobody that would get off their couch at home and campaign for her, he said. I believed in her movement. I wanted to be part of something positive despite not being paid. Or were you taken over by them big brown doughy eyes? So it don't even take a big butt and a smile. All it take is doughy eyes. Gentlemen, y'all gonna have to take this L. But him to come out here and be talking about who could say no to her. She's such a sweet talker. She my boo. Hey, girl. Child, please. Campaign funds were scarce. Henyard knew how to leverage connections. However, former U.S. Attorney Anton Valukas donated $5,000 because he formerly mentored one of the trustee candidates on her dream team slate. Ooh, maybe that's why she came up with the dream team, because they had the money. They said he just said campaign funds were scarce, but she knew how to leverage connections. And then because of one of her dream team people, she was able to get $5,000. Former Governor Pat Quinn told me he introduced Henyard to President Barack Obama when Air Force One landed at O'Hare. Redmond's volunteer campaign work paid off when Henyard won the primary and went on to easily win the 2021 mayoral election. Henyard wanted to show thanks by putting Redmond on her security detail, he said, but there was a problem with that plan. Redmond, 47, was released from prison in 2018 after serving 24 years for aggravated criminal essay with a weapon. Wow. As a felon, he cannot carry a firearm. Redmond said he told Henyard that his background could damage her political career. He was 17 in 1992 when he was sentenced to 50 years in prison for his role in the brutal J&G Grape that occurred when he and 3 friends abducted 2 Roseland girls at Weapon Point and forced them into an abandoned garage in March 1991 when he was 16. Wow. Oh my God. Yo, that is outrageous. That is outrageous. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am shocked right now. And she brought this man on. Lord have mercy. She brought this man on to go into people's houses. Oh my God. And she's just going to be like, oh, my bad. Oh, Lord have mercy. Although it was over 30 years ago, I was a child at the time. Oh, any excuse is better than none. I knew that potentially it could come back to harm her, he said. Redmond said he told Henyard and her campaign manager that he did not grape the girls. I told them I really wasn't guilty of the crime I went to prison for, yet I was there, he said. I accompanied the other boys and an uncle of the boys, but I wasn't guilty of any essay. It was just that I could not fight the case. Well, let me just take a pause right here to say, as I have said plenty of times before, that a lot of parents seemingly don't teach their kids that You got to be careful who you hang out with. Everybody ain't your friend. You can't follow along with what everyone else does. If everybody jumps off the roof, or you're going to jump off the roof too. You know, all the things that our parents, shout out to Generation X, that told and taught us when we were younger. But you can tell that these kids of today don't get taught those types of things. They get taught nothing except for, if you want it, you should have it. Go get it. Because you don't teach them about boundaries, about work ethic, about if it don't belong to you, you keep your hands off of it. You do not steal. You do not delete. You do not harm. None of that. All that's just foreign now, because everyone wants to make sure that everybody gets what the hell it is that they want. Child, don't get me started. Let me calm down before I start ranting. Ain't nobody want to hear that. Anyway, but this story is crazy, to say the least. Redmond said at the time he was a slow learner who was unable to defend himself. And I hear a lot of excuses going on here after 25 years in jail. The judicial system makes examples of people who either can't think for themselves or can't find any proper legal representation, he said. You will become just another casualty of a broken judicial system. It happened to me and hundreds of thousands of boys who came after me. I don't like this excuse making here. Now, I don't know if he did or if he did not do it, but all these excuses, if you want to blame somebody, blame your mom, because she should have told you. Ooh, Lord, Lord, Lord. As a registered offender, Redmond said he checks in with authorities every week and anytime he changes his residency or employment status. He said he tried to warn Henry that giving him a job was a bad idea, but she insisted, he said. She was vivacious, aggressive, and probably a little naive at the same time, he said. Redmond's employment formed the basis for one of 3 lawsuits the board majority has filed against Henyard. The suit accused Henyard of violating a village ordinance that requires background checks for new hires. Oh, so they do require background checks, and she just didn't do it. And then this is what you find, even though the TV station found out and let everybody know. But I'm sure that wasn't her fault either. You know, she was young. It's not right. It's not fair. It was somebody else's responsibility. No, it's yours. Because if you brought him to the place to be hired and you didn't order background check and the man said that he told you, but you just wanted to go ahead and sweep that under the rug. Child. Redmond, who declined to be photographed, said he regrets getting mixed up with Dalton politics. He campaigned for all the candidates on Henyard's Dream Team slate and feels as if now some of them are using him to score political points against Henyard. I campaigned day and night for all of them. And this is an article that came from Ted Slowick, who is with the Daily South Town. So that was a bit much. I wasn't expecting all that. This is a crazy story. I hear a lot of non-accountability from several people at this point in their elder age. And unfortunately, a lot of people will say that. I'm pretty sure that because he was Black, that's a reason as well. I believe that she knew exactly what was going on. I believe that she went circumvented allegedly in order to get him in for whatever reason, probably because he was enthralled with her doughy eyes and he would do anything for her. And she just she wants what she gets right now. A lot of yes people around, which is why they said in this article that when she's around people, she's charismatic. They didn't use that word. And she's, you know, enthralls people. But when it comes to her foes, she's very aggressive, which we have seen. And she's going to fight to the end. And that's where we are right now. But anyway, child, y'all, let me know what you think about this daggone video. Make sure you like it. Make sure you comment. I see you all in the next one.
Because y'all got false narratives out there, and y'all should be ashamed of y'allself. Y'all Black. Y'all are Black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a Black woman that's in power.
Superman, you're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Delgado, unasked that seat. Unasked that seat. Unasked that seat.
To express my deepest gratitude to Tiffany Henyard and her team for their commendable efforts to better our community.
Listen, come here. Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks. Dumb ass, say it.